Okay, really, let's get in the thought part of like how. I don't know. I don't want to say that. I don't have to say that how. If I'm come to talk in that case, then what people will learn from this channel or something like that. So that I'm here over, not to talk in a aggressive or belligerent way. If I come to talk, and even I have that kind of hostile personality, in that case, I have to replace it. In the case, but through speciality, moral and ethical progress. In that case, I can able to get each and everything through this channel, and I have to get. So that's our purpose and motive, to get each and everything over here. If once we can able to get that kind of like, even we don't need to anyone's consummate. Even people come to comic state, in that case we don't want to take that kind of sympathy or empathy. If people are so like they're dependent on other sympathy or empathy, they feel like how they feel so good or well, and they feel like their adversity is gone away, far away from them. Whenever they get some sympathy, negative, like faith, sympathy or empathy. In that case, they come to be that kind of person, but we are not the same person. Our mentality and that kind of things are different, and that's why we're over here. And what we know what how can we can prognosticate over their sympathy or empathy, because why they are providing, sympathy or empathy. What is the reason? What can be the reason behind that kind of things or something like that? So that's why we are over here. So what their sympathy and their ideas, whatever they are saying ahead of you, and among the people who are so like empathetic or something like that, we know that is really irrefutable, but what no, we are not here to pretentious anyone. If even they can be over here to pretentious you and other people. So but we are only here to get the success. So that's our purpose and visions. So except that, we don't have anything over here, and we are not actually working for the for the greed or something like that. We are actually sharing all this like say with knowledge and the experience through this channel. If as others use can be inspired and motivated through this channel, and they can also initiate, even their journeys, their initiation is so like a little bit small and tiny. But we are not only focusing on our success or prosperous journey. We are actually in the process of learning, and we'll get it everything. Sometimes we feel come to embarrassed or awkward or like unconfident, but what do you have to do? You don't have to be hesitated at this time. If you come to hesitate, in that case you'll fail now. You can't able to get each and everything. So I want to say that never ever feel like that. Even a lot of people over can be over you, but you just have to stay calm, positive. In that case, you'll get each and everything, and that's your responsibility and duties. And if you can, then man, everybody will come to disrespect and disparate you. But you, even in that case, you are actually in the you have to you consider and recognize yourself as like you're actually in the process of learning, and you have to go ahead. You don't have to demotivate, and you don't have to, if you're not you're not inspiring to a specific way to yourself. In that case, you'll get stuck somewhere. So what you have people come to improvise ahead of you, but you don't have to do the improvise ahead of those people who are so successful, and like who actually want to get success in their life. You don't have to actually what abrogate your destinations, your like journey, anything like that, right? Okay, you have to what be so fastidious person. If you can able, in that case, we are also here impartial person, and then we're not against anything. We're actually goal oriented and purposeful. So that's why we are working over here, and we have to. Sometimes we can able, sometimes we can even fail, but we are not actually over here only to be that kind of person or something like that. We are over here to content. Also we are actually showing our content to the channels or something like that. So always I want to say, go ahead, man. Even you have a lot of like issues, obstacles, or obligations or anything like that, but You don't have to teach anyone. If you can't teach, in that case you have to leave them to lose control over your feelings or something like that. So it is better to stay calm, positive, and a goal-oriented person, so you don't have to imitate anyone's that kind of behavior or their personality, in that case if you must have to create your own behavior, your own vibe, so no in that case no one can match that vibe. So that's why you can even able to get it's an everything, so what anything, most of the thing can be whatever you have sharing, that can be skeptical. In that case, if that is not skeptical, in that case people will come to believe in your each and every activities or whatever you are sharing among the people or anything like that. So that's why you will be the person who is so like how goal oriented and who's ready to hard work and on passion or anything like that. So that's why people will come to like they come to believe in you, and that's why you don't need to deteriorate their what their journey or anything like that. You have to, instead of deteriorating their journey or their lifestyle, you have to you don't have to exacerbate anything ahead. So even you used to do, but you have to stop that thing, and you have to focus on their specialty and their moral and ethical to make that person to each and every person, and like how uh, it moral and ethically and economically stable person, so in that case, if they can become, once they can become, in that case they will start believing in you, and you will be the person who is actually like how really able to, you can instigate each and everything ahead, and and so you don't need to vindicate yourself by saying I had done a lot of thing over here, because your consequences will show, man. So you don't need to even have to say a little bit thing ahead, because you're actually got a person, and then you're actually working over it, and that's why you'll be the person who is ready to get each and everything over here, and then we have to get okay. Sometimes you can able to exonerate your proper styles or visions, but we don't need to care about that kind of things, sometimes we can use to we come to fail, but even in that case we'll still in the process of exonerating our ideas, our perspectives, which are actually appropriate and proper to get implemented, to be implemented in that case. What we are over here to take each and every person towards positivity, towards success, towards successful prosperous life. So that's why we're actually going through a professional way. So that's why we're actually implementing all these kinds of activities, but we're not strategy we're implementing over here. What we're implement strategy. So that's why, so sometimes we have to circumvent negativity, in that only in that case we can able to get success in our life, and that's why we're over here, and we have to get, no matter what kind of things are ahead of you, we just have to go ahead with a positive flow. In that case we can able to articulate, if you can able to articulate, in that case no one can match your vibe, and you will be the person who is actually successful and place person. You have to and you have to also be the person, if you can, once you can become, in that case, if you're whatever you are sharing with the people, if that is really how appreciating or something, that in that case no one can dive you, no one can match your vibe, and you can able to become that person, and you have to be. So don't ever think that it is better to become even you are don't you don't need to be so satire like sorrow, you don't need to take these kind of sorrows or something like that. If you are if you are an introvert, in that case, if you are an introvert, even in that case, you have the that kind of features and the qualities you have in that kind of are things are with features and characters are within you, and you can, if you can simply amplify all these things into reality, in that case, by making a proper plan or vision and strategy, in that case you get success. Even you can, even people come to say anything, those who are extrovert or something like that, they can able to express like how they can express more than is necessary. But when a person come to say when an introvert leader come ahead of you, and he just, you will just only really applicable, or really uh, implementing who can whose strategy can implement ahead, so that can be so appropriate and properly that can even give us a dynamic profit to something. Then in that case we have to implement, and that person will get considered as a good person, who has creativity or something like that, and we have to sometimes we don't need to be so sad with that kind of person. Okay.